What's going on, YouTube? It's Byron Talks. Like or subscribe to the channel for more great content. We got another one. A video from 8 at the Table. They are talking about black men, black boys. Black boys are always told what they are not publicly. Man, black men are always ridiculed, shamed publicly. Let's get into this video. This is a good one here.
Men are whores. Men are whores because they have to hold a place to get anything from a woman. If you ain't fucking me, you ain't giving me no money, you ain't doing whatever. That's why men will lay up with a bunch of women, because half the time the first woman to ever emasculate him is his mama.
Ooh, I was gonna let that one play, but I gotta talk on that one. That is so true. Most black families, a lot of black families these days are ran strictly by single mothers. And guess what? Those single mothers are trying to raise that child on their own for whatever reason. We're gonna get to the black men and the accountability that they need, but we're here for right now. Those single mothers, they try to raise these children to the best of their ability, hoping some of them do it to the best of their ability, but the others, they out there they do certain stuff to these men where they yelling at the boy in public, slapping him in his head in front of everybody. And when you do this to these boys, it really mess them up psychologically, emotionally. You can't do that. But let's continue. I'm gonna let the video play.
We can't be mama's boys because we look that bad at that.
Wait, but mothers coddle their sons.
Bullshit.
Wait, no, we can actually Google this. Black mothers, let me tell you something. Black mothers coddle their sons, and they raise their daughters to fucking survive and be out here and get it for ourselves.
Well, what I mean is, when a single mother has a young boy, she don't know how to make him a man, so she talks to him like we black people give so much tough love that all it is tough. It's not love. So they talk at the boy. And first of all, a man isn't anything. He is either the man of the house, he's either the protector, or they're so focused on making sure that he ain't shit daddy. So we never get to just be ourselves. We either got to be a good husband to a future woman that don't even exist. You know what I mean?
Wait, but isn't that so I've heard a lot of men say girls are not raised to be wives. Wouldn't you want
but we're talking about how young black boys are so ignored in the house.
I'm talking about the point you just made.
No, I'm get there. Yeah. Black young men are so ignored in the house that we don't grow up to be much of anything except what we see outside. So we're looking, and that again goes to the father not being in the house or whatever. So it leaves this.
Right. We have to put that in there. I mean, we can't just put all this on the black women. Nah, we can't. We got to be accountable, brothers. We got to be accountable, brothers. The boys are not seeing men in the household because for whatever reason, the man is leaving the woman. And there's just a lot of other things. Honestly, this is more so an issue about black relationships. That's what this comes down to. This is about black relationships. Let's continue.
Mom to try to make her son a man, and a lot of times she talks very ugly and tough to him. So when this young boy is out of the house and he's calling other women bitches, he really want to call his mama a bitch. That's who he's talking to, because his mama talked to him so ugly.
Black boys are coddled.
I don't. You think so?
Yes. I don't understand where y'all get this from. You know, this the second time I heard it.
It's in my family. I literally see it.
I think the only one that gets coddled.
It definitely isn't girls.
I think what? Okay, well, I'm not even gonna get to that.
You don't think girls aren't coddled?
I think
what? No. Even our fathers tell us don't. Our fathers be like, you need to be able to get it for yourself. If your dad is in the house, he's not saying, oh, my daughter, I don't, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. They tell you, you need to get good grades, you need to perform, you need to be this, that, and the other, so that you can be out here and be able to figure shit out on your own and not be worried about a man taking care of you or having to depend on a man. That is exactly how black women are raised.
But you know,
even when our fathers are there.
But that's just to touch on this, just to touch on that, that is setting you up to be an actual wife. In 2022, where men are now demanding more of a woman than they've ever had in the history of life.
So what about these same men in the same generation who are coddled?
Wait. One at a time. One at a time. I'm touching on this one. Like, I'm touching on this part. So if a father is pushing you to be a better you, right? You will be snatched up in this world and be a wife to someone great. Because the best version of yourself, majority, this is not all the time, the best version of yourself is not gonna allow you to really stay with a low frequency man for a long period of time. You might experience it, you'll get over it, and then you're gonna find somebody of your caliber or higher. So if a dad is doing that, that's actually benefiting the woman, right? Or the little girl. That's just that part. Now, when it comes to the coddling thing, this is the second time I heard this coddling thing for black boys in the last month. And it really baffles my mind because I'm a black boy. And all of my friends growing up, besides maybe 2 or 3, were black boys. And we didn't get coddled. I just told you, I got beat in private, I got beat in public.
You can still get beat and be coddled.
I didn't get beat and get coddled. My mom, I only got coddled when I got really, when I'm talking about beat, I'm talking about like bruises in unknown places.
Maybe I need to redefine, because I think you're.
Yeah, she needs to, let somebody to redefine what is actually being interpreted when we say black boys are being coddled, because it seems that they have a disconnect on what we're talking about here. So I would say when we're talking about black boys being coddled, I can say maybe as children they are coddled, but there's a level of accountability that black boys are going to experience when they become adults, whether that's prison, whether that's being unemployed. They are going to meet their consequences, good, bad, whatever. They're going to meet theirs. The difference is a lot of times with women, they don't ever really meet their consequences as much as the black boys may meet theirs. The consequences that a black woman may experience or meet is just not having a man by the time she's 50 and 60. But at that point, it is what it is. But the black boys, they're going to meet their consequences one way or the other. A lot more. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think.
Not appreciating the definition of coddled that I'm talking about. I'm not saying, oh, poor baby, not like that. That's not what I'm saying about being coddled. No. Coddling is when you don't raise your kids at the same standard. You have a son and a daughter who you would imagine should be raised the exact same. But one is required to make good grades. The other is not.
I don't think
one is required to learn how to cook, clean, wash, put a hem on some pants, this, that, and the other. But one is only required to take out the trash. And these are life skills, right? It seems that you would be raising your kid to be the best person.
Well, your mom is raising you to be a wife and your son to be a provider. Because again, all women care about is if we're bringing money.
All you're doing is taking out the trash. That's not learning how to be a provider.
That is true.
No. We're looking at, if we're comparing oranges and oranges, we have a boy and a girl, same age. They are not raised the same.
I don't know.
Period.
See, I can't talk about Texas. I won't talk about Texas. I'm gonna tell
My
you.
husband's from New York. And I can tell y'all what I see
okay,
in New
cool.
York.
And what I'll tell you about New Jersey.
Tell you what I see in
I'm gonna tell you in New Jersey.
But see, the reason why black boys are not being raised the same as black women or black girls is because they all being married. They all being raised, by a black woman, and the black woman trying to raise the black boy without a man in the household. Of course, there's gonna be issues in how she raised him. And at the same time, not having a black man or a father, a husband in the household, that's going to make issues for how the woman is raised too. Now, the girl or the woman may be raised to make good grades and go to college for some of them, go into business or whatever they do. Yeah, it may seem that way, but in reality, the black boy and the black girl are being hurt in different ways. Come on, man. There's a lot in this. I know I'm talking a lot, but there's a lot to get into. Man, I'm going to listen. I'm going to try to listen. God.
In New Jersey, first and foremost, in New Jersey, shout out to Jersey, we are the #3 best school system in the country. the black boys that I grew up with in New Jersey had to get good grades as well as their sisters. We were all held to that same standard. Granted, maybe some of the household chores might be different, and I'm not gonna oppose that, right?
But isn't that being the best you?
No, I
Giving
mean,
you life skills?
but life skills doesn't mean that you're not teaching your son how to clean up after himself. Maybe he doesn't know how to cook, but let's say if he plays sports, he gets good grades, and he, is that guy. He's building a status. When you go and you grow older and older and older, if you're used to being somebody that is held at a high standard, you will always find a way to be held at a high standard in every aspect of your life.
But why would you want to give?
Because a man has to earn value.
That's not what I'm, just listen. Why would you want to give one kid, these are the exact same kids, why would you want to give one life skills and deprive the other?
We didn't say that. I said cooking. That's the only life skill that I missed, that I excluded.
No. Oh, I can go through the list.
No, I'm not talking about you, and I'm not talking about where you're at and where you were from. I'm
not saying that.
I'm talking about what I've seen. I'm talking about the boys that grew to be men around me. I'm not talking about you and your experiences. So when I say the black boys over here aren't coddled, I can't say that the black boys down south aren't coddled. I can't say that the black boys in...
Yeah, he's speaking from where he's from. I mean, because I'm telling you, like, if you've been around, if your homeboys, if you've been around if you lived in the hood, came out the hood, living a great, decent life, or if you went to a hood school, got a lot of hood friends, you'll understand how to really dive into this question. Are black boys coddled more better? Because he's speaking from, he's saying none of his friends were coddled. I have a lot of hood friends, guys that really grew up no water, projects, straight getting it out the mud. And a lot of them were coddled. They were. It is what it is. They were tough guys now. They'll knock you out. Them boys for real about that life now. They ain't joking about that life, but a lot of them were coddled. But it's a deeper reason behind a lot of this stuff too. It's a way deeper reason than what's just sitting on the surface. A lot of these guys didn't have a father to really instill certain things. They were raised by their mom, and they were almost like, as they call it, they were like the man of the house or the husband almost. A lot of black boys be the mom husband, in other words. So it's like, it's difficult. It's really difficult. There's a lot of work that got to be done on both sides if we really, be honest about it. This is a great conversation, though. This is a real great conversation. I'm going to continue it. Let's continue.
In Florida and Mississippi aren't coddled. I'm talking about the state of New Jersey, where I have watched all these black boys be chastised in public, in private, had to figure it out, had to work hard, had to play a sport, had to get good grades. If you didn't get good grades, you didn't play the sport. If you didn't play the sport, your mom was damn near about to kick you out the house. Everybody that I know was outside being bad as well as inside being good. And by inside, I'm talking about the school.
You know what? I just thought about what you just said, and she said Texas, whatever. Being that I'm from the South, and Texas is South, Southwest, but still South, those blacks have a different frame of reference than like a New York black or whatever, because the blacks down there still have a frame of slavery, because racism was still very much alive in North Carolina. There's still windows where you can see where black people had to go get their food. So I think people raised their children a different way, because up north, when I moved up north, I heard people still calling their mothers mommy. Down south, we say mom. We don't even say, like, it's a whole different thing.
That's right.
And up north in New York, people tend to live together longer. Down south, they're trying to, which is wrong, they're trying to put you out at 18. That's some bullshit, by the way, that black people do. But still, it's just, we're raised our children different. And down south, you are pushed to be more I can't say that, because in New York, you guys got to ride the train, public transportation. You guys do a lot of things different.
It's a lot harder.
It's it's just different. I'm glad he bringing up the South, because I'm from the South, and I'm telling you, like, I left my house like when I was 20 years old, didn't have to, but I left. It's a strong independence that we have to have down here. We don't really. It's two different. It's two different places. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm glad he brought that point in there.
To live
So,
over
it's
here
weird.
and the tri-state area is the New York and New Jersey are amongst the top or the most expensive places to live in the country, right? In the top 5. So to be able to survive out here is not as easy as it is and elsewhere. I probably could have got kicked out at 18 and got a job and found an apartment for $700. That don't exist over here. Like, even in the hood, a $700 apartment don't exist.
You wouldn't want it, even if you did.
Right, it's there.
You wouldn't want it. Yeah.
That's true.
Even the
wouldn't want
ain't
it.
safe ones ain't 700. I
Yo.
tell you. But like, and so what I'm saying is like, oh, and this is why I always have to keep this in mind. When I said, that's why I said like, I can't speak about where you grew up because I don't know what it's like out there. You could be very much right in saying those black boys out there, or I don't want to keep on putting this color on it, but for the sake of the conversation, these young men out there are getting coddled in that regard. They're held to a less standard than the women, which is actually terrible if you ask me. I think that out here, everybody's held to the higher standard or held to the same standard because it's hard to survive in this state. Like,
Would you say that for like Hispanic families? Because like my friends, my Dominican friends here, they always be like, oh, well, I had to, get out here and get it for myself. I was raised to really survive, to have life skills, to do this, that, and the other. But my brother over here, he ain't got to do nothing. Literally, absolutely nothing.
I didn't have to do any housework.
Because mama said it was okay. As the girl, I would have to serve my brother.
I didn't have to do housework. I didn't have to do anything.
I've never seen that. I mean,
My grandmother, I was also raised by old school parents. But here's what you said something I want to know. Men are the prize. Not saying that women are not, but men need to see themselves as the prize because I don't care how educated you are. I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how much money you got. You still want to be chose. And you.
That's true. That's true. We need to get that mindset. Men, you're the prize too. and I'm glad he said this because a lot of times we don't look at it like that. We're so busy trying to level up and find a woman. And it's almost like, okay, we're going to provide a life for her. We're going to be the provider. We're going to be the sustainer, the maintainer, all of that good stuff. But in reality, what you bring to the table is valuable too. You bring something to the table that's valuable. If you're a decent guy, if you're a high value man, take care of your household, got the right mindset, emotionally, mentally healthy, you a prize. And we got to come on. Women are a prize, but the men are a prize too. That's real talk right there, man.
You can't be anything if a man doesn't give you the title. You're not a girlfriend, you're not a fiance, you're not a wife until a man makes that for you. And that's where we are kind of getting, everybody want to talk about how independent they are. Then go out here and choose, sis. Choose your man, sis. Get on your knee and choose your man, sis.
They out here proposing.
Right? Choose your man.
I got my hand down. I got my hand down.
They out here proposing.
That is good. That is good. If you so independent, if you go out and choose a man yourself. You go and do it because you're the one being chosen. But that's it for today. That's it for this video. Subscribe to the channel for more great content. We are out.